The borders to Canada and Mexico.
It's important news for our country, for our economy.
Reopening to the fully vaccinated. Florida fishermen.
It was like watching the Jaws movie. I said we might need a bigger boat.
Fighting to reel in a 12-foot gator. And boldly go.
Weightlessness. Oh, Jesus. No description.
The man who spent 6 movies in the fictional Starship Enterprise reacts to his 3 real minutes in space. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Happy Thursday, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Solache.
And I'm Danelle Dukin. Today is Thursday, October 14th, 2021.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Finally found, a mother accused of abandoning her daughter with an off-duty officer has been arrested. This off-duty officer was at the right place at the right time.
The woman handed the child to the man and simply left. Police have found her. Miami police confirmed the woman, identified as Carolina Vizcarra, left her 2-year-old daughter with an off-duty police officer on Tuesday, also handing him her daughter's social security card and telling him she was going to the restroom at Mercy Hospital before walking away. Vizcarra was arrested on a child abandonment charge.
An Orlando area man is finally coming back to Florida after traveling about 1,000 miles and searching 150 hospitals to find the COVID treatment he needed. 2 months ago, the unvaccinated father of 6 was dying of COVID-19 and couldn't find a hospital near his home that had a bed available for him. He was told by those same hospitals that he would not survive. A doctor from St. Francis Hospital in Hartford, Connecticut, saw his wife's pleas for help and knew the hospital would be able to help out.
You know the risk, and if you're willing to take a chance, we're willing to take a chance with you. So without that chance, my husband wouldn't be sitting here right now. So I'm forever grateful.
Robbie Walker has been at the hospital for a month, and 22 of those days have been on a heart-lung machine. Yesterday, he became the hospital's 307th COVID patient to be discharged.
Good news for friends to the north and south. The U.S. plans to reopen land borders to travelers from Canada and Mexico. The network's Valeria Venturini reports.
Danelle, this plan eases restrictions that have been in place for more than 18 months. Good news for all 3 countries that have been waiting for these COVID-era restrictions to be lifted. America prepares to reopen its borders with Canada and Mexico to fully vaccinated visitors.
It's important news for our country, for our economy.
Starting in early November, inbound foreign travelers by land and ferry will be able to visit for non-essential reasons. The United States now set to welcome tourists and separated family members who have been shut out of the country since March of 2020.
There have been many meetings with the goal of achieving the reopening of the border, and at the same time we decided to vaccinate in the border areas to help bring about this agreement.
The decision by the Biden administration marks a new phase in the recovery from the pandemic, following guidance by the CDC. Communities along America's northern and southern borders already looking forward to a much-needed economic boost.
We are trading partners, we are friends, and for the first time in 19 months, we are going to be reunited to generate all that economic activity again.
We want to get to that fully reopened state as quickly as we responsibly can, but it's always first going to be guided by doing what's right to beat this pandemic.
The U.S. also planning to lift a similar restriction on travelers from overseas in January, a ban that has impacted thousands of people to all incoming foreign nationals. In the Control Center, Valeria Venturini, South Florida Media Network.
William Shatner has a new line on his resume this morning: oldest person to travel in space. The 90-year-old actor says he's overwhelmed by his extraordinary and emotional trip to space yesterday. We're getting a better idea of what he experienced when he was weightless inside the Blue Origin capsule.
It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, you know, the little things of weightlessness. But to see the blue cover go whip by, and now you're staring into blackness.
Blue Origin and its billionaire CEO Jeff Bezos is not saying how much it's selling the seats for. The 2 paying customers on Wednesday's flight wouldn't say how much they paid, but they did say whatever it was, they believe it was worth it.
Zoo Miami taking action to help save a majestic bird's home.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
That was our first night actually trying, so kind of rolled up on this guy and wasn't really sure what we hooked until we got him next to the boat.
A massive catch for two Florida hunters they've been waiting for all their lives. Don't go away. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
COVID-19 has changed how we show up and show out with our family. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to talking smack with a side of mac and cheese. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts. As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions. Should I get it? Is it safe?
Should I wait?
It's smart to question. Now, get the facts at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
Colossal catch for a couple of gator hunters near Pensacola, and it exceeded all of their expectations. They were after what they were hoping would be an 8-foot gator.
But once they started the fight, they realized they had hooked something much, much bigger. A pair of hunters coming across a 12-foot alligator. The mission taking years in the making.
We saw this foot and that tail. It was like watching the Jaws movie. I said we might need a bigger boat.
Sokol and his friend Tanner came across this gator Monday morning in the Perdido River.
Honestly, we're like a nice 8-foot, a good bit of meat, enough we can share and have a good barbecue. I wasn't expecting this.
After years waiting for his shot, Sokol says he was eager, but was also in for a shock.
I knew when we put a hook in him, we were like, okay, he's pretty big. But then when we saw this giant foot and this giant tail come up next to the boat, we're like, okay, he's really big.
The hunters confirming the massive size of the gator and its approximate age.
He's 11 and a half, and he's not fully stressed. He's 12 foot, bud.
That's a big boy. He's full grown.
12 foot.
I mean, he's at least 50 years old, I'd say.
The hunters also sharing it took 2 hours to get the gator out of the water, an experience this veteran says he'll never forget.
It was definitely a different kind of battle. I'd say that was the closest thing to war I've ever felt. It'll get your heart going, definitely. I think the small boat really enhanced that feeling. Yeah. But it was fun. It was definitely fun. I'll remember that forever.
The plan now is to get the gator clean and processed and apply again for another tag next year.
We did it, man.
Thank you, sir.
Heck yeah, dude.
Let's just get him clean.
The men have been applying to get a license for the last 3 years. This was the first year they got approved, and their big catch was on their very first day of hunting.
Finally, Zoo Miami's live bald eagle cam is giving us a bird's eye view of the nest in the making. These two majestic birds have been a bonded pair for more than a decade, but when a storm destroyed their last nest, Zoo Miami and Wildlife Rescue of Dade County teamed up to help them rebuild. A solid platform was built with the hope that it would help the nest withstand another storm, leading to new hatchlings.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache.
And I'm Danelle Dukin. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.